more than 40% of your assets were purchased in the fourth quarter, you couldn't use the half-year convention, you had to use the mid-quarter convention, right? And the only difference was, instead of just adding up all of your assets, 5-year, taking that one number times the percentage, you had to figure out which quarter you bought it, use a different percentage for each quarter, and then add 4 of them together if you had 4 quarters of purchases. So just more arithmetic. Okay, and then we went into real estate. Real estate was the same, except there's 2 tables there. There's a 27.5-year table, which is for residential property, and there's a 39-year table, which is for commercial property. So how do we figure out which table to use? Well, if 80%, more than 80%, 80%, you can't keep that straight. 80% or more, right? So if 80% or more of your gross rentals come from dwelling units, i.e. people living there as their residents, then the property is deemed to be residential. If less than 80% comes from dwelling units, then the property is deemed to be commercial, right? And there's no mixed use. You can't say, well, the first floor is a Starbucks, and the second floor, the 2-flat or whatever, right, is where people live. So therefore, half the building's commercial, half the building is residential. That would be wrong logic, right? It's either 100% residential or 100% commercial, even though you have both uses. Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you say it was 27.5 years for residential? Because I've got something a little bit different.
31 and a bit.
I'm sorry. No, wait a minute. That doesn't sound, where's the table? It's 27.5 for residential.
What? Oh, well, you told us 31.5.
Did I give you?
It's on the form that he gave us on.
The table D501 is the, okay, let me see what I did here.
So you said commercial was 39 years, land improvement was 20 years. But land, what's leasehold? What's leasehold?
Did you have 31.5 in your notes?
Leasehold is the appreciation.
Okay, this is what happened. I think I read this. It's 27.5 years for residential, 39 for commercial. It used to be 31.5 for commercial. Right? And that changed on May 13, 1993. I'm sorry. So I gave you old rate for commercial. But it's 27.5 years for residential, which in the table I gave you is correct, and 39 years for commercial.
And then leasehold was 31.5?
No, leasehold is, well, either 27.5 or 31.5, depending on whether it's residential or commercial. Thank you for pointing that out. I didn't, yeah. So, okay, so, right, no mixed-use property. It's either 100% commercial or 100% residential, depending on the gross rents. And then once we figure out if it's residential, 27.5 years depreciation, table D501, or commercial 39-year, which is table D701. And then we talked about what is real estate, right? That's your building and land. No depreciation for land. You can never ever depreciate land. And we talk about land improvements, like parking lots, sidewalks, roads, landscaping, fences, right? Even though you say the parking lot is a bunch of asphalt, right? Looks like part of the building to me, they allow you, they treat that as personal property, which means, and they put that in the 15-year class, 15-year personal property.
Can you, just go over the examples? that
Yeah.
I wrote in?
Parking lots, sidewalks, roads, landscaping, fences. Okay? Then we talked about leasehold improvements. I'm a tenant. The landlord just gave me this big shell, and I gotta put offices and, you know, make it into an office space, and I pay for it, right? Not taking it with me when I leave, you know, when I found cubicles in the drywall and into the wall, it's staying with the landlord, but I'm paying for it, right? The landlord just gave me the shell, all right? Leasehold improvements, even though I only have a 10-year lease with the landlord, so I may, you know, if I don't renew, I may be out. I don't depreciate those improvements over the length of the lease. I depreciate them over 39 years for commercial property, right? What happens is, if I go